When it comes to Italian style, Catherine O'Rourke describes it as a locus for the rehearsal of repressed social tensions, suggesting that it is a role in Italian society as an arena for the playing out of anxieties around gender roles. Italy is a country firmly rooted in the patriarchal tradition, with honour and male sexuality reinforcing a primitive yet performative nature of Italian masculinity. Italian cinema has consistently explored this, both dramatising and satirising it, with featured actors such as Marcello Mastroianni portraying regular guys with both good or bad sides. A case study for the following man in conflict films, featuring Marcello Mastroianni, will explore how he is used as a vehicle of masculinity in Italian cinema. Divorce Italian Style, directed by Pietro Germi, presents a man engaged in the act of looking inwards, in which the essence of self-victimization is key to the charm of the film. Marcello Mastroianni plays Baron Ferdinando, or Fifi, who he depicts as a self-deprecating man miserable in his own world of patriarchal tradition. Germi's film was made during a period in which the Catholic Church withheld a firm grip on Italian law. With divorce outlawed, it inherently encouraged honour killings in cases of adultery, which the film satirises on. The film follows Fifi as he falls in love with his cousin despite being married. In order for him to be with his mistress, we follow his journey to be able to kill his present wife. Joanna Di Marta describes Mastroianni's performance as bringing with him the weight of a star persona. Mastroianni's physical oppression is brought with the embodiments of droopy eyelids and hairstyling choices that depict a self-awareness of the importance of portraying masculine image to other men. The narrative continues to develop Fifi's plan. Mastroianni chooses to depict Fifi's physicality after being cuckolded as slumping, shuffling in public in order to portray a sense of shame, despite using the same physical choices being only used within the comfort of Fifi's own home, for a sense of misery in his own existence. This idea of performative masculinity is solidified by Mastroianni's physicality, that, despite comical in essence, highlights how males, such as Fifi, are men in conflict due to the burdening weight of performing masculinity in the sense that it brings honour. If we take Mastroianni's social status as a male icon and relate it back to changing masculinity, Mastroianni is a vehicle for the normality of hypermasculinity if his performance in Divorce Italian Style presents him as being like a regular guy. La Dolce Vita. Fellini's La Dolce Vita transcended its meaning of work of art and became to be regarded as a landmark pointing to important changes in Italian and European society. If Germi's Divorce Italian Style presented the burden of performing masculinity, then Fellini's La Dolce Vita presents an uncertainty of effeminacy. Italy's economy had undergone a period of a strong economic growth following the devastation of World War II, becoming a much wealthier nation. This period encouraged a newly desirable consumerist social habit, particularly fashion. Throughout the film, Mastroianni's character Marcello, funnily enough, is decorated in a chic men's fashion with uncanny sexual allure to its advantage. Jennifer Craik observes this as during the time being part of changing conventions of men's fashion, which reworked attributes of masculinity and transformed the male bodies into objects of gaze, of display and decoration. This is particularly important when we consider that the male lead wearing it is Mastroianni. An example of this is the costuming in the iconic scene in the film where the American actress Sylvia, played by Annette Ekberg, dances in the Trevi Fountain. She invites Marcello to join her and places a few drops of water on his head, as though she is baptizing him. She is drenched and looking a mess, but Marcello's tailored suit is still intact, leaving him composed and in control despite not doing anything. Mastroianni's suit intact leaves the character Marcello as a passive male, the conquered rather than the conqueror. Reach goes on to say that he reflects the crisis of masculinity within this changing Italy, in which Mastroianni is the most ideal vehicle to use. Marcello Mastroianni is an undeniable icon of the golden age of Italian cinema, who did not explicitly represent masculinity as a whole. But with such a diverse career, it would be inaccurate to say that he did not represent it at all. Masculinity continues to be portrayed in Italian cinema, particularly during the challenging and resurgence of queer themes and female directors. Divorce Italian Style and La Dolce Vita both critically engage with Italy in a changing period of time, and Marcello Mastroianni himself remains a figurehead and vehicle for masculinity, quietly observing the changes and forever remaining present.